Have you ever wondered how that creamy, delicious ricotta cheese on your pizza or in your lasagna came to be? Welcome to our exploration into the intriguing world of ricotta cheese. Born in the heart of Italy, this cheese has made its way into various cuisines worldwide, adding its unique texture and taste to countless dishes. From humble beginnings to the star ingredient in many a recipe, ricotta's journey is fascinating. Stay tuned as we unravel the incredible process of making ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese, unlike other cheeses, begins its journey in a unique way. It's not merely an act of transformation but rather a kind of rebirth. You see, ricotta cheese is the phoenix of the cheese world, rising from the ashes, or in this case, the leftover whey from the production of other cheeses. Yes, you heard it right. Ricotta cheese is born from what others might consider waste. Now let's take a step back and understand what whey is. When cheese is made, milk is curdled, usually by adding an acid or bacteria. This process separates the milk into solid lumps known as curds, and a liquid called whey. While the curds go on to become cheese, the whey is often discarded. But not in the case of ricotta. For ricotta cheese, this whey is the star of the show. It's heated to a specific temperature, just below boiling point. This is a delicate process as overheating can ruin the whole batch. The heat causes the proteins in the whey to denature or unravel, and then recombine with each other, forming tiny particles. This is what we call curdling. Now you might be thinking that curdled milk doesn't sound particularly appetizing. But when it comes to cheese, curdling is where the magic happens. It's the first step in turning a liquid into a delicious, creamy solid. The curds formed in this process are light and fluffy, with a texture that's unique to ricotta cheese. This process of heating and curdling is the very heart of ricotta cheese making. It's a delicate dance, a balancing act that requires both patience and precision. And it's what gives ricotta its distinctive, creamy texture and its mild, slightly sweet flavor. So the magic begins when the whey starts to curdle. But that's just the beginning. The birth of ricotta cheese is a fascinating process, a testament to the art and science of cheesemaking. And it's a reminder that even what might seem like waste can be transformed into something delicious and delightful. Now let's dive deeper into the transformation process of the curdled whey into the ricotta cheese we all love. Our journey begins with the separation of curds from the whey. Let's think of these as two inseparable best friends who, in this case, need to part ways for the greater good. Here, the curds, the solid bits, are set apart from the whey, the liquid part of the milk. This is achieved by heating the mixture, causing the curds to clump together and the whey to become more fluid. It's a gentle process that requires patience, like waiting for a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Once the curds and whey have parted ways, the curds embark on the next stage of their journey. They are further heated, but this time, under more intense conditions. Imagine a hot summer day, where you can feel the heat radiating from the ground. That's the kind of heat we're talking about. This intense heat causes the curds to shrink, releasing more whey and further solidifying. But we're not done yet. The curds are then stirred, gently like a lullaby that soothes them into becoming even more compact. This stirring process is not a race, but a slow dance, where timing is key. The curds are stirred until they reach the desired consistency for ricotta cheese. It's a delicate balance between too soft and too hard, like finding the perfect pillow for a good night's sleep. As the curds are stirred, they undergo a magical transformation. They start off as tiny, separate pieces, but as they're gently heated and stirred, they come together, forming a creamy, rich mixture. This is the point where the curds start to resemble the ricotta cheese we all know and love. It's like watching a caterpillar transform into a beautiful butterfly. But it's not quite ricotta cheese yet. There's one last crucial step. The final step in making ricotta cheese is what gives it its distinct texture and taste. This stage is all about patience and precision. Once the curds have been formed, they are left to drain for several hours. This draining process is crucial. It's the difference between a wet, creamy ricotta and a firm, crumbly one. The curds are gently ladled into a cheesecloth-lined colander, and as time passes, the whey gradually drips away, leaving behind the delicious curds. The length of this process can vary depending on the desired end result. If you're after a creamier texture, you might only need to let it drain for a couple of hours. But if a more solid, crumbly ricotta is what you're after, you'd be looking at a longer draining time, possibly overnight. But that's not all. To give this cheese its unique flavor, salt is added. The salt not only enhances the cheese's natural flavors but also helps preserve the cheese. The amount of salt added can also be adjusted to taste, making each batch of ricotta cheese a unique culinary creation. This final step, the finishing touch, is what transforms simple curds into a gastronomic delight. It's what turns leftover whey into a creamy or crumbly, salty or mild ricotta cheese that can be enjoyed in countless ways. And voila, that's how ricotta cheese is made, from leftover whey to a delicious, creamy delight. So, what an intriguing journey our beloved ricotta cheese goes through. From humble beginnings as whey, a byproduct of cheesemaking, ricotta embarks on a transformative path. This whey, once heated, begins to curdle, forming delicate clumps that are the heart of our ricotta. As the heat intensifies, these tiny clumps consolidate, transforming into the delightfully creamy substance that we recognize. But the journey doesn't end there. Our ricotta is strained, drained of excess liquid, and seasoned to perfection. This meticulous process, filled with careful steps and transformations, shapes the ricotta from simple whey into a delicious cheese that graces our tables. It's a testament to the magic of cheesemaking, where everyday ingredients are transformed into something extraordinary. So, next time you enjoy that piece of ricotta cheese, remember the fascinating process it has undergone to reach your plate. Let's celebrate the art of cheesemaking and the delightful journey of our beloved ricotta.